Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. It's time for some more UKGPL with Grand Prix Legends, of course, and we are racing at Jarama, one of the rounds of the Works Season 45 of the 67 F1 cars. Now let me just set up the camera. This time I moved it a little bit down so you can see the information during the race on pre-board, hopefully. And earlier I just finished another race, so a little bit tired, but I'm going to try and do well in this one as well. Okay. Now there is still time until we start the server, the qualifying session. We have about 14 minutes. So I'm going to enter and start driving because I haven't made a good setup yet that I'm comfortable with. I can't even match my best time from a long way back, 2007, where I did, I think it's still a world record, by the way, on GPL rank. For some reason, I guess nobody else tried to improve it. But I'm about 4/10 of that time. But I think the most important thing is to set up the car for the race. Okay, let's see. I didn't have time to do much testing, just maybe 1 hour of qualifying runs, experimenting with the setup. I have my older setup from back then, but it feels strange to drive it. I'm not very comfortable with it. But maybe I'm going to go back to it because I think I went too soft with the suspension now. Even though it's easier to drive, it's just not fast enough. Also, for some reason, I have very strange looking tarmac texture on this version. And I forgot I was going to replace it, but maybe we can still do it actually. There is time. Let me see. I think we drove this track in the 65s, yeah. And I went for the default textures. And this doesn't seem like default. Let me see. Maybe I can just delete these textures and it's going to be fine. No, actually this is the default. Okay, okay. It looks a little bit strange. Hey Don, how are you? Nice to see you. Yeah, for some reason it looks strange. I don't know. I don't remember the track looking like that, but maybe I'm not remembering correctly. At least the tarmac. I don't know about the rest of the textures. Oh, thank you very much, Don. I was a little bit lucky because we had made contact with Leonov and he was quicker, as usual. But then he spun from the contact and dropped behind and I just had to keep pushing, recover the lost ground, despite a mistake and messing up my first pit stop. And then I undercut, jumped ahead and just controlled the rest of the race. And had to save fuel at the end. Because I didn't use much slipstream and DRS through the whole race. So I guess I used more fuel. Yeah, so I did a 26.25 and my best from 2007, a long way back, was 25.9. So yeah, 3/10, something like that. But let's see what we can do. And I have to test for the race too. It's more important to have a consistent car in the race. I think I'm going to try again with a stiffer. Even though it overheats the tires, for qualifying it's fine. Let's try with stiffer suspension and see how it is. Because the track has a lot of up and down, climbing curbs, bumps and so on. So maybe we need a more solid platform. Now this car is very strange with the toe settings and I'm not sure what to use. Also the anti-roll bars, you cannot really, on other cars you can go more or less even or even stiffer rear, but on this twitchy car it's not so easy. Okay, let's see. Just one moment. From all the driving earlier, I moved my brick, which I'm using to stop the pedals from sliding. Okay. Now jumping from modern F1 cars to these 67 cars. It's going to feel strange. Also, when the tires are cold, it's very easy to lock the fronts or lose the rear or miss a corner. Also, there are maybe 2 corners at least, which I'm not sure I'm taking properly. I cannot exactly remember the perfect line. For example, this corner, how much should I cut on the inside, and the bumps on the outside are unsettling the car a lot. And for this one, we don't have a braking marker, you have to just judge it as you go. This blind entry is tricky too. You just go over the crest and turn without seeing the apex. And for this corner you really need to catch the second apex very early on to get a good exit. It was definitely much easier last year with the, a little bit early, last year with the 65s when we did the mini series. Now with the 67 it's a different matter. Yeah, see, if you don't cut enough on the inside on the left-hander, you just get thrown outside onto the curb. The fewer corrections you make on this track, the more time you gain. Every single correction is losing time. But it's very difficult to combine all sectors and all corners perfectly. Okay, let's see now the tires are a little bit warmer. A little bit understeer on corner entry when I lifted the throttle. Maybe I'm running too high front bump or too high rear rebound. Or maybe just the fronts are too cold at the moment. Probably a combination of all these things. 26-9. Not very good. Ah, too late. First corner is also tricky. Okay, let's do one more flying up. I think I have enough fuel for just one more. And as usual, the rears are going to be a problem, especially left rear. It's going to overheat in the race. So for the race I need to go maybe with a softer rear suspension, even if it costs me some time. By the way, Don, how are you doing? Are you racing Leap for Speed or anything else? Or RBR? I haven't done any RBR in a long time and I doubt I'm going to do anything anytime soon. Maybe when these and the BGF1 championships are over and I install the big update. Okay, let me just try one more lap and I'm going to read your comment. Understeer into snap oversteer. Yeah, not very fast at the moment, but the car is feeling good. Maybe I can use this as a base for the race too. I became a monster of setups in LFS since we last talked. Winning against better drivers now purely because I'm Adrian Newey now. Oh wow, that's amazing. I know the feeling, by the way, because I've also won races against, I mean long ago, in Grand Prix Legends or in modern F1 cars, just from setting up the car better. Even if I'm not the quickest. So yeah, it's always a nice feeling to beat someone just because you did a better job with the setup. Yeah, nice job, nice job. Even though I think, you know, when you test a lot and set up cars, I think you also adapt to the setup and improve your driving too. Maybe you cannot feel it exactly, but that's what happens. Because let's say if you give this setup to someone else, maybe they're not going to like it necessarily and be quick with it. Unless you mean setting up the car for a longer race to preserve the tires, to be consistent, not just one lap pace, of course. I will upload a couple of races on YouTube, the best ones. You can watch when you are free. Yeah, sure. Share on my Discord and I'll check it. Let's see, what's the time? Oh yeah, we have to join the server. Wait, I erased this setup. I erased the setup. I made a mistake. Let me save it separately and then I have a copy which I'm going to restore. like this. Yeah. By the way, last time I tested, 2 days ago, I was going to check the fuel. I kept my eyes on the amount on the start-finish straight, and the end of the lap I forgot. So, yeah, I definitely need to do it now. Let's see if we have the server and we can start testing, because only 45 minutes. It seems a lot, but it's not. It's not any nearly enough to perfect both qualifying and the race. Now for qualifying, maybe I don't need. If I can just do a low 26, it could be enough. I ran out of fuel on last lap on my AMS2 race. It was painful. Oh, I can imagine. Especially if it was a long race. Earlier in my BGF1 race, I realized, yeah, I mentioned it, because I was not using Slipstream, that I had to save fuel early enough. Maybe 5 laps to go, 6 laps to go. So I started using less throttle, letting it roll, short shifting, and that definitely helped. But also I was lucky because the guy who was catching me with newer tires, he had to battle with my driver from Sparta, so he lost some time there as well. Okay, there is the server. Let's enter. 45 minutes on Bathurst. I was sweaty. I can imagine. Even the long straight is not very comfortable. You just need to stay focused. And of course on the uphill section and downhill, it's always so stressful. Depending on the car, of course. With some stable cars it's not too bad, but with cars which drift a lot, it's not easy. By the way, nice to hear that you have a Bathurst in AMS2. I didn't know. Also, I didn't know you are actually racing in Automobilista too. That's nice. I thought you were just a LFS fanatic, nothing else. Okay, maybe a little bit RBR. Okay. Let's see now. Yeah, let's change this and this, because now we are with a stiffer suspension. There is no need to have stiff dampers as well. Purely because of my French colleagues. I'm still not a super big fan. I've never tried it. I've only watched on boards, but I think you cannot really judge from on boards, because it depends too much on the setup, on the driving, on the guy's hardware, steering wheel. I've driven Project Cars 2, which Automobilista 2 is based on. And it's not... It depends on the cars. Some cars feel more realistic, some don't. But I don't know how much they improved it in Automobilista 2. I've seen some onboards of cars. Some look okay, some look a little bit strange handling. But the thing is, with setup tweaking, you can make even a more arcade game to seem realistic. But that's just masking the issues with the setup. Okay, let's focus now. Let's try to set up a time early in the session so I can focus on practicing for the race. By the way, if you can, please keep an eye on the fuel. I'll try to do it as well, but I'm not sure I'm going to remember. Also, I hope I moved my camera in the right position so you can see everything. I wish we could set up first gear longer, but this is the longest we can get. A little bit early. Very difficult to judge the final corner. Oh no, some FPS drops as again. Let's hope it's not going to be too bad though. Okay, a big drop now. What is going on? I cannot understand. It makes no sense. I hope it's temporary and it's not going to happen all the time. In testing I didn't have any issues, so it has to be the other cars somehow. Or maybe the system messages, I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's not the other cars, but the messages from the server. People joining and other things. Now I'm suspecting that. Wow, such a big loss of frames here. Imagine I was driving this in 2007 with such an old PC and never had any issues. But now this is a problem. On a modern, relatively modern PC. Let's go for it now. Hopefully no drops. At least not big ones. Wow. Yeah, another big drop there. I just cannot feel the speed when it happens. I'm going to lower some details in the graphics after this run. See if it helps a little bit. It was much better in the previous race at Zandvoort. Yeah, there are two places where I'm always getting a bigger FPS drop. It just ruins my flow for the driving. Can we do one more, or am I going to run out of fuel? Okay, this lap is very good, but I think I'm going to run out of fuel. Start to run out of fuel at the end. Let's try to finish it if we don't get blocked by the driver in front. To 26.5, I messed up a little bit here and there, but it's an improvement. And the fuel was just starting to go where you lose engine power. Oh, thank you, Don. I forgot to pay attention again about the fuel. So 1.2, 1.3, 1.4. More fuel, yeah, because I'm going faster. So, but I think for the race we can go with 1.3 or something. Thank you very much. I don't see, by the way, my teammate John Steiner. He said he's doing some low 27s or something. Hopefully he's going to join. Or maybe they're just testing for the race at the moment, I don't know. We'll see. Now, what about the setup? Maybe I should put just more fuel and not think about it. To do more laps with warmer tires, the problem is the rear is going to overheat. If I was going to start another lap, it's going to overheat, so... But I can try. Now, what about the setup? I don't like how it's moving around, especially at the rear. Also, it's still understeering in the middle of the corner. Maybe I just need to increase the rear right height. The pressures at the rear also seem low. Should I go higher? Yeah, maybe. Let's try one click higher. Now, what about the anti-roll bar? Can I handle a more aggressive anti-roll bar? Maybe I shouldn't make too many changes, but we don't have much time. So yeah, let's calculate later for the race with about 1.3. Even though I think in the race is going to be lower because I'm going to drive slower with more fuel and a short shift. Do glance at fuel, Risto, to confirm I don't want. Okay, thank you. I will. Now let's see. I'm never sure about the tow settings, by the way. I don't know how you set them up in LFS, but here with every car it's different. My old setup from 2007 had over 1 centimeter of tow in, which is huge. Okay, let me just do something here. Okay. If I want to make the anti-roll bar more aggressive, I think I need to increase the rear. Maybe like this. Let's try. Oh yeah, I was going to reduce the graphics a little bit. For Zandvoort I didn't have to, but maybe for this one it's necessary. Just like in the first round. That I did. Not the first round of the championship, but the one I did. Let's go with just car and truck in the mirrors and turn off the effects. I don't think it's going to help much, maybe 1-2 FPS. Yeah, even now in the pits it was less than 60. By the way, I think it could be something to do with my CPU being faulty. I'm not sure it's working by now properly. It's very old CPU. Even though it was no problem with my AMD card. But maybe AMD cards with my AMD processor have some sort of supplemental effect, but not with the GTX. I don't know. It makes zero sense, because with this very same card Jimmy had no issues at all in Grand Legends. So it has to be a combination between video card and CPU or something. Yeah, I saw the blue flag too late. There was no other blue flag guy, Marshall. 27 minutes, by the way. Let's hurry up. Yeah, every time I see this corner, it's dropping the frames, as I have a view of the whole circuit. Sorry. Yeah, this is not going to be pleasant. If I'm going to drop FPS on every lap, it's not going to be pleasant at all. Hopefully for the next round, the track is not going to be that problematic. And then the last round I think is Nordschleife, where I'm not expecting any issues because it's a big track. You don't see all the cars in one place most of the time. And also it's the default track, so visually it should be less taxing. Yeah, it's too much understeer in the middle of the corner. I have to let it slide so much to make the rotation. But let's see with more warm tires how it is going to be. Yeah, every time in this part of the track. Definitely something to do with online as well. It never happened, with other cars I mean, never happened in testing. Ah, John is in second now. He is on the server. Yeah, every time we look towards the pit lane where most cars are, we get the drop in frames. Maybe in the race when the cars are spread apart, it's not going to be that bad. Cannot feel the car when the frames suddenly drop in the middle of the corner. Such a shame, it was a better lap. That's the worst place to happen in the hairpin there, because you need to balance it exactly with the throttle. Let's keep going. Yeah, too late. But I have enough fuel, I can just keep going. If I didn't get damage from this. Yeah, this is ridiculous, it's dropping like up to 20 frames sometimes. But even when it drops just a few, you can immediately feel the difference in the flow of driving the car. The strange thing is, it happens with other cars, but it's also somehow dependent on the circuit as well. It happens less with default tracks for some reason. Okay, rear left a little bit overheating now, but let's try. I went white. Can we still improve? Yes, 26.23. And combined sectors 25.98. If I didn't get these frame drops, I think I can improve at least one more tenth. Oh, okay, let me check the chat. Oh, I didn't check the fuel, but I'm going to do it when I test with the race. I'm not going to go for qualifying anymore. If someone beats this, they deserve to start first. I heard that old software does not utilize new CPU tech. Maybe, but I didn't have such issues with my AMD cards, so I don't understand. Microsoft is throttling new AMDs as an example. 7.6, 1.4, okay. Okay. I'm going to see now with race fuel if it's going to be less. But what about the setup? I think I'm going to use this base and see how it handles. Let me just check something. Okay, the rears now are very, very hot on that final run. But the pressures were good, so maybe I can go lower at the front. Yeah. Let's try. Actually, let me save how it is and then I'm going to change it for the race setup. The time is 26:20. Okay. Even, by the way, the interface is working slow for some reason. Okay, so let's go. This, and how many laps do we need fuel for? 32 laps. Okay. 32 laps. Just one moment. Let's calculate 32. Times 1.4. It's not a lot of fuel. Actually, less fuel than we used for previous rounds, I think. 45 liters. Let's see. Perfect. There it is. Now, anything else? I'm not sure about the toast too. It's strange. It's handling strange. Sometimes. Very dangerous pit exit on this circuit. By the way, in my BGF1 race, I forgot to test the pit lane entry, so I just improvised by memory how to enter the pit lane, where to slow down at Interlagos, and where to hit the limiter. But I was fortunate that I guess I remember correctly, more or less. Yeah, terrible drop on the exit of this hairpin. Every time. We did a race on historic oval Interlagos. I quite enjoyed it. Oh, I never tried. I mean, I never driven the oval version, going around the old circuit. Only the first two corners from the old circuit, but then it goes to the infield. Before joining the new track. Okay, let's see on the next lap the fuel amount, if I don't mess up. These FPS drops are destroying my concentration all the time. But the car, I think, feels good with more fuel. It's not so twitchy. The problem is, how are the tires going to be in terms of temperature? Wow, John, just 3/10 of my time. He's become very, very quick. Yeah, the outer loop of Interlagos, the old one. I forgot to check the fuel. Okay, next one then. Oh, thank you, Don. Let's see. Because I was reading the chat on the start-finish straight. I think I lost at least maybe 1 to 10ths in my lap here in this part of the circuit where the frames are dropping, and also this corner I went wide. Okay, it is 1.4, I guess, even for the race. If I'm using these gears, these revs, it's basically the same thing. So I think I need to put a little bit more fuel just to be safe. Okay, we have 9 minutes. I'm going to try to do the qualifying run again. If I can somehow accelerate there hard despite the drop in frames, without losing the car and the direction, it could be beneficial. Yeah, let's go with 4 more liters and then it's going to be fine. Yeah, 1 more click and it should be fine. I can always save fuel if I have to. Now let's try again. But it's very difficult with these frames. Oh yeah, save setup. Maybe I can go with a little bit more rear toe. It's going to create understeer on exit, but if I can point the car correctly, it's going to help. Also, let's lower this and try how it is. Another thing maybe I should test in the last moment is starting from around the pit lane and checking the braking point for turn 1, because it's very difficult braking, very difficult corner with 2 cars going side by side, especially with these cars. Oh, too late, too late. No, it's snapping more now because it's creating understeer and then it suddenly snaps. So let's try. Oh, I stopped on the line. Let's try with less rear toe. I always test braking for... Yeah, it helps a lot. On some tracks especially, if you're not very experienced. Okay, only 5 minutes. Let's be quick about it. Let's try with this and less fuel. Maybe I'm not going to test for the start, but normally I brake at the end of the armco, so maybe when this guy is standing. But I think maybe he's not there in the race. I have some kind of memory like that. That the guy disappears in the race. We'll see. Now, do we have enough time for 2 flying laps? Because on the first one the tires are going to be too cold. Interestingly enough, my best 25.9 is from the race back then, not from qualifying. I guess I was pushing with less fuel near the end of the race. And also it was a championship deciding race and getting my first OAO championship. It was very close between me and another guy throughout the series, the championship then. And I managed to win the final race and just take the title. And by the way, that final race was postponed just as a favor to me because I wasn't home when the original date was planned, and everyone voted to have it moved 1 week so I can enter the race and not have the championship decided by my absence. So I was very thankful to the guys, including the admin of the league back then, who unfortunately passed away just a few years ago. And now the league is run by someone else. Yeah, streamer privilege, future streamer privilege. It's because they knew I was trying for so many years back then to win the series, and it never happened. And that time I had a chance in 2007. And my direct competitor agreed, so kudos to him, of course. It basically lost him the title, otherwise he was going to win it easy. Okay, let's try now. Final attempt. Actually, I have time for one more, but let's try on this one. Too fast. I took a more inside line this time. Yeah, too wide. Yeah, difficult to judge the speed with these frame drops. It was a good entry, but I slowed down too much. Final attempt now. Wow, losing the rear too much. No. Strange. The tire temps are fine, but for some reason the car is now rotating too much. I guess I'm going to leave the setup as it is. Let's test the start. Maybe it's somewhere around here. Actually, I think it's further behind. And if I'm starting on the left side, I need a good start. And then maybe take the outside line with higher speed on cold tires. Yeah, he was a great guy from the United States. He was called Bruce Bombeke, also known as Bo. And he held the league for almost 20 years. It was basically his main passion, to manage the league, to invent interesting rules, to promote it and so on. Yeah. Setup is loaded. I'm not very confident because of the frame drops. They're even worse than at... where was 2 races ago? Clermont-Ferrand. But we'll see. Did we stay on pole, by the way? Yeah. I guess John also switched to testing for the race. Yeah, this is Toe John. Maybe after the race he's going to come to the chat. And I'm expecting Dimi to pop up at some point when his race is over. Oh, okay. Yeah, he definitely improved a lot. His times in the Cooper at Zandi were really impressive. When I tried the car, I wasn't anywhere close to his times. Wow, what is going on? Terrible, terrible drops of frames. I cannot judge the speed at all. I'm just blocking him at this point. I was actually on the inside. I guess I was wrong. Even my inputs are delayed at the moment. I'm pressing the throttle and nothing is happening immediately. That's why he is so close. Oh, too late, too late, too late. Oh my god. Yeah, it's impossible to drive like this. I didn't expect to be that bad. Also, I was worried about the engine. Not to stress it too much too early. With these cars, it's important to not stress the engine and the tires too early. Otherwise, you overheat them fast and then you cannot cool them down unless you slow down a lot. So it's better to start slow and then push later on. First gear here is too short and second is too long. I can see he's quicker in some parts. It's going to be very difficult to overtake him with these frame drops. I would have to get close before the final corner and then have a great exit. Yeah, every time in this corner, dropping so much. And such a critical corner there because You need to carry a lot of speed. I overdid it on the brakes. He's very quick. Oh, now it was better. Maybe because less cars close behind me, that I can see him going in reverse direction. I'm not very comfortable under brakes. The rear is stepping out too much. He's very quick now through this next section, and I need a better run here to get close to him. Yeah, I took too much of an inside line. Oh, he went wide. Let's keep putting pressure and see what happens. Oh my god. The sudden frame drop is delaying my input suddenly. Just as I was lifting the throttle, it came so abruptly afterwards. I think he should cut more there. He is not cutting enough on the inside over the curve. Now let's be careful, the rears are beginning, the left rear is beginning to overheat. Maybe I should change to third gear before I lift up and turn into the corner, so it's the car is more stable. Oh, he's so quick on the exits of the slow corners. I'm a little bit better on the brakes, but on the exits of the corners, he's flying. And that's more important, to be fast on the exits. Yeah, overheating the rears. Yeah, I know it's not very enjoyable to watch it with such frame drops, but nothing I can do. Maybe that left-hander where I'm cutting more is where I gained in qualifying too. Oh, it's so quick in this section. Overheating even more now at the rears. Oh, he went off. I think he realized he's braking too late and tried to cut on the inside curb. But it wasn't enough. But I cannot relax. It's very easy to make a mistake. I guess we both make one bigger mistake by now. Plus he's very quick, I'm sure he's going to get closer now. Okay, the temps are a little bit lower now. I need to be very smooth with the rear end to avoid overheating them more. Oh, now I brake too late. Oh my god, almost losing it. I saw him going on the inside, so I just opened the door just in case. Hopefully when the fuel load goes down, the tire temps are going to improve. Maybe he's struggling with the temps as well now. Yeah, we have to contend with traffic as well. It's not a very long race, but still. Yeah, I just don't trust the inside to be empty there. Too focused on the frame drops at the moment to have the capacity to keep an eye on what's going on around me. Okay, this was a good final sector. Yeah. He slowed down too much on the ideal line. That was a little bit dangerous. Wow, 39 FPS. Awful. But we managed to put some gap to John behind. At least for now. Sorry, by the way, I cannot read the chat, it's just too much focus required. Even on the main straight, I'm focused on the gear changes. The full 19th experience, yeah, with the frames, yeah. It's great when it's not happening. It's very nice to drive, but once it happens, it's just a very bad feeling. And I don't think it's just the frames, because even when it drops just 4 frames, for example, it becomes very, very choppy. But I think at least for now, I found some rhythm, which is good. And the car is feeling better now. Okay, 18 laps to go. Still not halfway through. 2 more laps and then we are going to be at the half of the race distance. Oh, someone went off there. I haven't looked at Prebludo even once. There's just too much going on. Oh yeah, I can short shift. With this car, torque, I can actually go to second earlier. It's not a problem. I'll take that corner. John is not giving up. Yo, fuck. What happened? Oh, someone parked there. By the way, do you remember what happened last year at this race? I think it was Yannick battling with me. And near the end of the race, he just attacked too aggressively. On the inside of that double left. Yeah, already a year ago. Can you imagine? Almost a year ago. I think it was in December or something like that. So yeah, almost a year ago. Oh, I'm getting quite tired now. After the earlier driving in the other league, let's try to keep the lead. The gap is remaining just about the same for the past several laps. Again too late. Come on, come on, come on. Very difficult corner to judge the braking. Yay, Chris! I cannot really read the chat, so excuse me, but I have to focus too much on this, especially with these frame drops. Yay, Jimmy! Hope you had a good finish of your race. Oops, too early. Again. Oh. By the way, guys, earlier, oh no, oh my god, with these overheating tires, I cannot afford to brake too late. So earlier I made a mistake after the start. John took the lead. And then he was pulling away, but fortunately for me he also made a mistake, so I was back to first place. And since then he is just chasing very hard. He was very close in qualifying too, just 3/10. Oh my god. The rears are now overheating so much. The left rear, to be more exact. I cannot afford to brake later than normal, otherwise that's what happens. Okay, let's focus. I cannot really drive this and talk. He's less than a second now. Yeah, the car is suddenly, again, not very nice to handle. Too much oversteer. What is this guy doing? Yeah, it allowed John to be right behind me now. Okay, 10 laps to go. I turned too early. Fortunately, oh my god, what is going on with this car? I was just going to comment, and then the rear snapped so much. And it's not the rear's overheating, I think just the balance shifting with the fuel going down. So yeah, I was fortunate he messed up the final corner. Otherwise, I don't see how I'm going to overtake him. I'm just having some big problems, such big problems on corner exits. I just cannot put the power down. I guess it was a mistake to just take my qualifying setup and use it for the race. It has a too stiff rear spring. And I basically forced John to take some evasive action here and there behind me. So apologies for that, but nothing I can do. These constant frames drops are messing up with my perception. Not a good place to catch someone. I think I'm just luckier with the back markers than John is. I'm catching them just when they have to return behind me and block him a little bit more. Yeah, the moment I touch the throttle, this is what happens. And with the frame drops as well, awful. I'm basically doing Gilles Villeneuve of 81 at Jarama, who was holding up 4 or 5 cars for most of the race. Impossible to overtake as long as I keep the ideal line. Okay, 6 laps to go. I just need to get the exit of the final corner right, and then it's not too bad. And avoid spinning in these parts on throttle. I wasn't expecting such a hard race to go. I was thinking maybe I just need to survive and cruise along, but no. John is just way too quick. And these issues with the frames made it much more difficult. Oh my god. Oh no, 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 no. Even though the car is lighter, it just doesn't want to stop. For whatever reason, it's only locking the wheels. One lap it's fine, then the next lap is terrible. Okay, 4 laps to go. Again, on this lap now, it's better than the previous one. I think it's something to do with the frames. When they're not dropping, the car is not changing its behavior that much. Or my inputs are better somehow. Just great on the final lap. I was lucky there John wasn't just a little bit closer to use the slipstream to full effect. That's not how you let people through, losing them time in 3 corners. Especially when you're not fighting anyone and you're not close to anyone, why even do it? Oh, we managed to do it. I was lucky. I was lucky. With back markers, most of the time I was in a better position, and John always made mistakes after taking the lead. Oh, this was very, very tough, mostly because of the frame drops. If it wasn't for that, it would have been a lot more enjoyable. But John did an excellent job. He deserved to win as much as me. Check this out, just 2 tenths behind me. He was very good on corner exits, and that's why. That's why it was so close. Oh, thank you very much, Dimi, for the 6 month subscription. I appreciate it. Let me check on the chat because I couldn't read anything. Check the message. Let me see. After I exit the game. Because I cannot see on the restream. Okay, let me check. Oh yeah, you mean the previous message? Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's save the replay. Is it 45? I think so. Work 67. Oh. Wow. What a race. Unfortunately, you couldn't see it with normal frames, so it's more pleasant to watch, but it was still great. I made a mistake eventually, but P8 at the end from 51 drivers. Wow, huge grid. Nice job. Still a very good finish. Lost 7 seconds by mistake. John refuses to fold, although he is tall and pretty foldable. He is even taller than me. Okay, let's just wait for the newspaper. I might need to apply team orders. No, it was fun like this. Otherwise, I would have to just do the whole race on my own. Yeah, thank you, Chris. Thank you. It was a good race, despite the issues. The sub message. Yeah, I cannot check it now. I have to exit the game. I don't run a window mode. Let me see. I'm going to check in OBS. Maybe it's going to show. Get in there, Lewis. No. I don't want to. I hope John is going to come to the chat for a little bit of discussion for the race, and let's wait for the results to be uploaded. Double winner, just like sir. You mean double winner? Because I was constantly complaining about the frames. But yeah, it was terrible. Sometimes the car was just... The moment I'm lifting up or pressing the throttle, it's dropping the frames and it's not registering my inputs on time. And then it's doing something weird with the balance. And the steering wheel is not reacting on time to catch it. That's the problem. You were constantly whining about the car. Yeah, but it's connected to the frames because the car was fine. When I was having good frames, it was fine. I mean, it wasn't perfect, but it wasn't too bad. But yeah, it was my mistake because I took the qualifying setup, put more fuel, and changed nothing else. And obviously, it wasn't perfect. Just psychopathy. Yeah, something like that. Hey John, amazing drive from you. I was so surprised when you got so close in qualifying, and I couldn't improve my time anymore. And then in the race, because of the frames, I dropped behind you. And then it was impossible to overtake. You were actually pulling away. So I was lucky you messed up turn 1. And then after this with the traffic, I think I had more luck. But I'm sure I slowed you down many times when you were just behind because I kept making mistakes and you had to lift up to avoid hitting me. So I was basically just closing the door everywhere and trying to get a good exit of the final corner. And just when you overtook me after I climbed the inside curb on that lap and lost the rear on exit over the crest, you messed up the final corner and I had a clean run to turn 1. Yeah, amazing battle, amazing. I didn't expect today to have such a battle, so thank you very much. And you've improved so much, by the way. Mr. To. Yeah, I was so preoccupied with the car, the frames, that I couldn't pay attention how close you are, if I'm blocking you somewhere. And when we are overtaking some back markers, it was so critical at the end with 1 lap to go. You almost got me there with the slipstream. If you were just a little bit closer to make a move on the inside. Oh, you never had to brake. Okay, so I guess because the field of view is a little bit low than what I'm used to in GPL, I was thinking your car is right next to mine, behind. But maybe it wasn't that bad. By the way, you had such good exits of the slow corners. I just couldn't put the power down. You were always going very fast. And then I was catching on braking for some corners, but it wasn't enough to overtake. If you didn't make a mistake, I don't think I would have overtaken you. No way. I was keeping a gap. It's so easy to run into the back. Yeah. If you remember last year with the 65s, in that double left-hander with Yannick. Second gear, yeah, I began to short shift as well, by the way, out of some corners, first to second, and it was good. Brabham has so much torque. Yeah. I think you had this one in the back twice. The moment you went in front of me, I didn't have any more pace. That was on the limit for me. Oh, you even took hairpin in second. Oh, yes, okay, I guess you had shorter second. I had my first gear maxed out, and then second relative to the first gear. Okay, so let's wait for the results before I stop. Oh, we have the results already. Let's see. John, you took the fastest lap. Nice. Good job. And finishing just 2.5 tenths behind. Yeah, I chose to run with my qualifying setup, and the rear was too stiff, so the moment I pressed the throttle, most of the time it was just snapping suddenly. The car was quick, but I needed to be exactly smooth and perfect with the throttle. And not flurry to the max, but wait a little bit to get the traction. Yeah, this gap for these cars is very small, because it only takes one little mistake in a corner to lose 3 tenths. You gain or lose from all the way from one corner to the next so much time. But yeah, we basically finished even closer than the qualifying times. I'm toe and fault. Oh, okay. Let's check the standings, and I'm going to stop and rest a lot because I drove maybe 6 hours in total today, or maybe 5 hours. Just the evening alone. Okay, we're both moving up, I think. You're up to 6th, and now I'm up to 3rd. But Johnny is very consistent, and he's catching Pat in the standings. Only 2 races remaining. But I think they are dropping more points. Yeah, I'm dropping 0 points, basically. And they are dropping a lot. So maybe when we calculate their drop of points, we are very close to each other. Now the next track is very long, and I don't know it. I need to practice more for this one. November 24th. Okay. I thought you were hold P1, wanted to say how well you were holding, and you went white in the next corner. No, it's not that. I was not under my normal performance. It's just that I was a little bit inconsistent, but pace-wise I was on the limit. That was it. Because I had some laps without any mistakes, and that was my time. Basically the same as your time. I think 3 laps in a row I did 26.8, 26.7. So that was my limit there. At least with that setup. Okay, let's check with the teams. Oh, we are leading now by a huge margin. So yeah, maybe just one more race and Turbo is winning the team's championship. Because I don't know if it's calculating at the moment the worst drop results. And if that rule is applied to the team's championship as well. It's a fantasy track. Yeah, I saw an onboard on YouTube. It's quite long. I would have to learn it because I don't think I've driven it ever. But I'm thinking of taking something faster, by the way. Maybe Ferrari or Ego. And then I'm going to have 5 or 3 tokens. And can still take the Brabham because plus 10 for the final start. Which is Nordschleife. So yeah, next time we are going to run a different car. I guess the Ego is the fastest around because it's such a a fast track, but we'll see. Dimi will increase your wage by 20, maybe 30. Okay, so 300%, that is 0 times 3 or times 4. Okay. I'm going to stop now, by the way, because I'm just so tired and there is nothing else to do. I mean, I can play the replay, but you already saw what happened. Actually, on the replay is going to look better because there's not going to be any lag, any frame drops, I think. Not sure, but maybe. But yeah. Let's see. Check your messenger later. Yeah, I'm going to go on Facebook in a moment, Timmy. Thank you. So still broke as fuck. Yeah, exactly. 0 times 300%. Sounds pretty sweet. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it despite the issues. It was a great battle with John. And thanks to him as well. It was awesome. So see you next time in 2 weeks' time. Bye-bye.